In today's video, we're going to go through Dane Brugler of The Athletic 7-round mock draft. He went through an entire NFL draft. We're going to recap the picks he made for the New York Football Giants. I'll give you my takes and my thoughts on some of the prospects that he selected for Big Blue. But it's about time for me, myself, Marshy, to do a 7-round Giants mock draft. If you want that video, go ahead and like this one right now. The more likes we get, the more I know people are going to want it. And I'm going to give you what you want. I'm a people pleaser. Like this video if you want a 7-round mock draft from me. Alrighty, the NFL draft is just a couple, really about 10 days away at this point. And we're going to do a 7-round mock draft from the Athletic from Dane Brugler, in my opinion, one of the best draft guys in the world of the NFL draft gurus. I'm your host, Marshall Green. You're watching Giants Now. Let's dive into it. I think it's first important to notice or go over the 10 picks that the Giants do have in this draft. The thing that's crazy to me is you have 2 fifth-round picks, you got two fifth-round picks, a 6th-round pick, and you have 3 7-round picks. You have 6 picks in the final 5 rounds that could be looked at as draft ammunition to where you could trade up, or that could be looked at as you're going to have an opportunity to draft some of these guys that you eventually sign as UDFAs. We're going to start with pick 1, or I guess pick 25 in round 20. Pick 25 in round 1. And that is Jordan Addison, the wide receiver out of USC. You guys know I am a big fan of Jordan Addison. I have him ranked as the 2nd best wide receiver in this draft class. I have Jackson Smith-Njigba ranked number 1, and I got Jordan Addison ranked number 2. The dude was just a stat sheet stuffer the last 2 seasons in college football. Started his career at Pitt, and in his sophomore campaign, 100 grabs, almost 1,600 yards, 16 yards per catch, 17 touchdowns. Then he transferred out west to join Lincoln Riley and Caleb Williams at USC. Played in just 11 games, still had a really good season, about 60 grabs, 900 yards, and 8 touchdowns. I love the pick of Jordan Addison. I have him number 2. I love the fact that he can play anywhere on the football field. He could be the outside receiver. He could be your X. He could be your Z. He can slide in the slot. I think he has one of the more advanced route trees in this draft class, and he was used in different ways the last 2 years. At USC, he was used more as a short and intermediate threat, caught a lot of screen passes. But at Pitt, him and Kenny Pickett, they aired it out. He chunked it deep, and they let him get downfield and got a lot of mismatches on the secondary. And if it was one-on-one coverage, you just throw him the rock, and Addison's going to get loose. Not elite with the ball in his hands, but solid with the ball in his hands. I'm a big fan. I'd be thrilled. I'd give this an A+ if the Giants found a way to land Jordan Addison at pick 25. Maybe you want Jordan Addison at pick 25. Maybe you want someone else. Say their name. Say my name in the comment section. Not in my name. Say the name of the person you want the Giants to pick in round 1 down below in the comment section right now. Round 2 rolled along. Pick 57. Dane Brugler of The Athletic had the Giants selecting one of my top center prospects in this draft out of Minnesota, John Michael Schmitz. I love that name. John Michael Schmitz. He is an elite run blocker. He is just one nasty SOB. He would be the starting center come day 1 for the New York Football Giants. Played in 12 games last year. Just allowed 2 sacks, 1 QB hit, only 5 QB hurries, and had a PFF run grade of 92. He would fix that center spot. He would be your starting center for hopefully the next 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years on this team. The Giants, they have to improve that center spot. John Feliciano, gone, off to the 49ers. Nick Gates, gone, off to play with that weird team out in Washington. So you needed to find a spot. I honestly don't see John Michael Schmitz lasting to 57, but if he is, Joe Shane better run that card up to Roger Goodell so the Giants can select him and make John Michael Schmitz a New York Football Giant. This is where things got a little bit spicy for good old Dane. He decided to go with a running back at pick number 89, the last top 100 pick the Giants had. Kendre Miller, the powerful running back at a TCU. Maybe the Giants do surprise everybody and go with a running back a little bit earlier than people think, because maybe this is the last year the Giants have Saquon Barkley on this roster. Miller is a fantastic downhill runner, someone that I think has some sneaky speed. Busted off a 75-yard touchdown run against Texas this year. 6.2 yards per pop, 17 touchdowns. He's a violent runner. He can take on contact. I like how he falls forward. I think he's a physical runner, and I think he honestly would be a good complement to Saquon Barkley, and then maybe down the road he becomes the feature back of this team. I'm a fan of Kendre Miller, 17 touchdowns. He's a hard runner, and I think a lot of Giants fans would really be a fan of the way that he totes the rock. This is where I thought Dane got back on track for the New York Giants. He selected Riley Moss, the cornerback out of Iowa, with pick 128 in round 4. I'm a big fan of Riley Moss. 6 foot, 193 pounds, 4'4", 40. This is what Brugler said about him. He said, overall, Moss needs to tighten up his footwork for smoother transitions, but he is a speedy and springy athlete who takes it personally when a competition is made on his watch. Some NFL scouts grade him as a safety, others as a true zone corner. He was an honorable mentioned all Big Ten player his first year at Iowa. He was a first-team All-American his second year, and then his third year, he was a team captain and first-team All-Big Ten. 2 forced fumbles, 11 pass breakups, 1 interception. He would bring some speed to this secondary, and it's a position in need. Although he doesn't fit the style of play the Giants really like, they don't play a whole bunch of zone, he's a good player, and I wouldn't be mad at that pick. I love when you get these Iowa Hawkeyes. Shout out to Dane Belton. Those dudes just play football. This is where the Giants got back to taking the opportunity of the NFL draft to bolster that interior offensive line. Nick Broeker, I believe that's how you say it, the offensive guard out of Ole Miss in round 5. Broeker, 6'4", 305 pounds. He doesn't wow with his explosiveness or power, especially in recovery mode, but he is strong and understands his responsibilities, which help him execute when his technique and leverage stay on point. He projects as an NFL backup on the interior in either a zone or gap scheme. He was once a second-team All-American, second-team All-NBC, SEC, Kent Hull Trophy, and he moved to left guard in the offseason. He was also a team captain. I love giving those guys. Didn't allow a sack. PFF run grade, not all that good for Nick Broeker, but this is really a depth piece across the offensive line. He selected Marcus McKeithen and Joshua Ezeudu. Last year, one of those guys is going to have to start, which means you need another young guy on the interior. I would draft 1 or 2 interior offensive linemen every single year, and I like that Dane did that in round 5. Make sure you guys are subscribed to our brand new channel here at Chat Sports. We know everybody loves the NFL draft, so we said, why not make a really NFL draft channel only here at Chat Sports? Mock draft, player breakdowns, everything you love about the NFL draft, we talk about it. Tom Downey, everybody. We put Giants videos over there. If you love the draft and you want more NFL draft content, subscribe to our draft channel. This is the link, youtube.com/chatNFL. I love this pick from Dane Brugler. DJ Johnson, the edge out of Oregon. 6'4", 260 pounds. Had just 6 sacks last year, but he is a good athlete and he is physical at the point of attack. The Giants, they need another edge rusher. I wouldn't have minded going with an edge rusher earlier in this draft. This is what Brugler had to say about it. He said Johnson has only average instincts and needs to round out his game, but he is long and explosive with a motor that runs hot. He has the physical profile of a scheme-versatile NFL player and offers upside despite his age. Long, fast, athletic, strong. That's what I want in my edge rushers, and the Giants, they need more of them. I'm very happy with this DJ Johnson pick. This pick was interesting. Pick 209 in round 6. Jay Ward. I'm going to call him the defensive back out of LSU because he played corner, he played slot, and he also played a little bit of safety. 6 foot, 188 pounds. Not the best athlete in the world, 4'5", 40. He has strong football character and takes pride, running alleys and crowding catch points. But his tweener traits create position scheme fit questions. Despite being listed as safety, he is more of a true nickel and a special teamer. I wouldn't be mad at this pick at all. Giants need to get more bodies really in that secondary, and you're always looking for guys that could contribute in the special teams department. Giants weren't that good in the special teams department. And if Jay Ward turns out to be a good special teams player, you get that guy at pick 209, that's a good pick. the good old Texas boy, Anfernee Orji, selected by the Giants out of Vanderbilt, the linebacker. This dude is an athletic freak. 6'1", 230 pounds, 4'5", 40. He led his team with tackles for 3 straight seasons. He was a team captain, and this past year, he led the SEC in tackles per game. He is a sideline-to-sideline tackling machine. I wish he played a little bit closer to the line of scrimmage, but he kind of reminds me of Jalen Smith. Not the athlete quite that Jalen Smith is, but he's a great run stuffer. He's a good tackler overall. As we said, he led Vanderbilt in tackles 3 straight seasons. Not good as a pass coverage guy. That's why he's going pick 240, round 7. Will Mallory, tight end out of Miami. Throw up the U. Shout out to the U. I was kind of surprised the Giants or Dane went with a tight end in this draft. 42 grabs, 538 yards, 13 yards per catch, 3 touchdowns. He was second team all ACC, 4'5", 40. He isn't the type of tight end you're going to line up in line and play smash mouth football, but he is an athletic pass catcher on the move with long striding speed and has pretty solid ball skills. I don't really see the need for another tight end. You already made a big move for Darren Waller. You got Daniel Bellinger. I honestly like Lawrence Cager, the guy they had. I guess Mallory and Cager would battle it out if this was the pick. But look, it's round 7, pick 243. I'm not going to be too critical of these picks. The last pick in this draft, the Giants go with a depth piece, another backup offensive tackle out of Florida, Richard Gouraige. I know I butchered that name, so I apologize, Mr. Richard. Richard is 6'5", 306 pounds. He has NFL size and has some nice tools to work with, but his lack of a true distinguishing trait could restrict his path to a full-time NFL role. I think he's a potential NFL backup, and you're always looking for these guys. Look, it's one of the last picks in the NFL draft. I'm not going to be too mad at it. Jack, let's run through all the picks one more time before we ask this question. I just want everyone to get one more fresh look at this. So the Giants, they went with Jordan Addison, John Michael Schmitz, Kendre Miller, Riley Moss, Nick Broeker, DJ Johnson, Jay Ward, Anfernee Orji, love that name, Will Mallory, and Richard G. So you got some DBs, you got some linebackers. I would have liked another receiver probably to be taken and maybe another edge rusher, but that's just my taste. So I want you guys to grade this mock draft down below. Grade this mock draft down below. A, B, C, D, or F. Love the pick of Addison. Love the pick of John Michael Schmitz. I like Kendre Miller, but I'd rather get a corner in round 3 than a running back. I'd give this a B overall grade. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below.